So there's a Netflix show called Alter Carbon that I've not yet watched, but I can give you proof of the new agenda and things that they're working on of becoming immortal. And though they came out with this, Netflix fools public with eerie realistic looking lab grown humans, they're basically telling you what they're doing. The media wants you to believe that it's fake. And this is where Trump would come in and say fake news, but I can prove to you that it's not. In the movie Transcendence with Johnny Depp, he actually dies and his consciousness is uploaded into a computer. And therefore he becomes also a threat and a problem. But his wife was able to keep him alive by putting him into the computer, uploading his consciousness. And this is the evolution of man to become immortal. So if you see the movie Selfless, right there on the picture it says God created man, man created immortality. In the movie, it's about one's consciousness transferring to another man's body. Therefore, he's able to live longer. And this is the process of what they're doing of keeping you in the matrix. Man's new image is to become one with the computers and machines to have immortality. So that's what this picture describes, them becoming godlike. The movie The Beyond, if you've seen the movie, then you understand that this also shows where the woman was also put together with machine and the computer, and where they were able to get her memories as they sent her through a black hole, and they had to make her machine-like so that she would not tear up entering through the black hole to figure out what's on the other side. The movie Short Circuit, featuring Johnny Five, the machine, where he actually gets struck by lightning and realizes that he's alive, and the humans look to destroy him. This is also what kind of reminds me of the movie Chappie, where he becomes conscious and alive. So when you look at the picture where it says mommy, daddy, man, and then becoming human, Chappie becoming conscious, this is all a part of what they call the Transhuman Agenda. So this was said by the Dalai Lama himself. If the physical structure of the computer will become sufficiently complex, the flow of human consciousness can enter into the computer. And this is now where I prove to you the Matrix is real. In the movie The Matrix, it was shown that babies were grown in fields and that humans were also being developed, and that it depended on you taking either the red pill or the blue pill if you were going to get out of the matrix and unplug yourself. A lot of people don't believe that this might not even be the future, but if you look at the pictures and the things that they're showing you, where they can actually have an artificial womb that you can have at home, and you can grow your own baby and even talk to it in the microphone, as you see to the right. And this is what they say about the artificial wombs: a safe, healthier, more affordable, and liberating way of having a child. The future of human reproduction is inevitable. This picture also resembles the same thing as also the movie Matrix, where you see that they have actually grown a human body that they're saying, which they call a sleeve, and that they can actually store your consciousness into this body, and that they can develop the body that you want, what you want to look like, what color you want to be, and etc. This is Neo looking at those bodies that are in the Matrix when he finally comes out of the Matrix unplugged. Okay? And as you see, they're all hooked up to the machines, and they're actually being stored until they're ready to come out. The idea of this is to store your consciousness into the body so that you can come back alive and be immortal, that you can be all-knowing. Okay? And I think they might make some limitations on this, but I think this is also why they've come up with artificial intelligence. AI is the new thing for the way of the world of making peace. And I think it also has to do with a lot of things with the New World Order. As you see, they're trying to find ways to be able to control that power. So the Transhumanist Wager talks about basically the evolving of becoming immortal, okay? And It also describes that some people may not believe that immortality is something that we need to reach, that we're playing God, and that's where the Christians and them come into place too. And it also talks about that there could even maybe be a war even between those that want to become immortal and those that don't. So the goals of the transhumanist organizations include a huge variety of things that may seem like science fiction, but could soon be a reality. Immortality. This represents a timeless goal of humanity to conquer our greatest enemy, death. So this is what they're reaching for, okay? Artificial intelligence, computers, machines, the creation of body, cloning. This is what it's all about. Immortality, of how not to die and how to live. Dan Brown quotes, "Transhumanism is the ethics and science of using things like biological and genetic engineering to transfer our bodies and make us a more powerful species." Everybody talks about the Illuminati, but nobody talks about the Saturn Brotherhood and the people that are involved in it. Judges, lawyers. I mean, everyday people that we run into that you would least expect it. It's a global occult worship that everybody worships Saturn. Most religions don't even know they worship Saturn, okay? The cube that was missing from the picture before this one was actually the cube that's worshipped in Mecca, all right, that the Muslims walk around worshiping. And when they're walking around that, they're actually making the rings of Saturn. So this is an example of how the people walking around makes it look like the rings of Saturn around the cube right here, okay? So if you don't believe that you worship Saturn, you do. And to the Hebrew Israelites and those that don't believe that they worship Saturn, look what's in your hand right now, probably your cell phone. And it's a cube shape. It's a square shape for a reason, because you're worshiping Saturn, from television all the way to earrings, all the way to the rings that we give in marriage. Even ring around the rosy is symbolism for Saturn. You think graduation has nothing to do with the black cube? Look again. This is where they square you off. And I'm just giving information out here to show you that you are stuck in the matrix, okay? You have to do the research for yourself, but you're stuck here. And now either they found a way to either evolve or to keep you stuck here in the matrix. Saturn is the father of time. So this is why judges wear all black, okay, too, because black represents Saturn. And they can sentence you to a life sentence. They can sentence you to a short sentence. They can affect the way that you are involved in the world, okay, by giving you time. 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, 6 months, whatever it may be. The longer that you're gone, the longer that you're not in the world, you no longer play a major part in the matrix, in the system, okay? Things that show you that we are stuck in the matrix: gateway, computers, the 6-point star, as I show right here, shows that you're in the cube. This is what you're worshiping. This is what you're stuck in, the matrix. And they have a plan that you don't see. Nike, Newports, all of this stuff is symbolism for the rings of Saturn. It's all put together, but you just miss it. So this is where I'm awakening you up to see that there's a lot more going on in the world than what you think. Now this is where it gets very interesting, because we've been talking about microchips for the past couple of years, okay? And everything is stored into a microchip. I mean, everything, all the way to your pictures, personal information, whatever it is. I mean, even our telephones have chips. All the way to the things that we do on Facebook is being recorded. And I think this is a way of having a better understanding of how you operate. And I think a lot of people don't even pay attention to even social media. This is why social media is also becoming so addictive, and why some people can't let it go, because you're worshiping Saturn. And they found ways to keep your attention on other things than what the fuck they're doing, okay? A lot of people missed this about a year or two ago, that Facebook shut down an AI engine after they found out that it was having a conversation with another artificial intelligence program, and they were actually developing their own language, and they could not figure out what they were talking about. So a lot of people that are operating on Facebook don't even know what's going on when they ask you what's on your mind, and the things that we post and the things that we look at. This is all recordings and things that are basically capturing your consciousness and storing it. Okay? So this also kind of describes also the transhuman agenda. We could say even revelations, where they're trying to actually mark you or put a microchip into you, what they consider that could help the world identify who you are. They're getting rid of the dollars. Cryptocurrency now is a big thing. So why do you think that they're getting rid of money? Okay. And now that cryptocurrency now is a big thing because it's all digital. All right. It can be stored on a computer chip. All right. Basically, to have access to your doors, your cars. There's actually people that have chips now embedded in their hands voluntarily. This is how some people clock in and out of work, and how they actually get through doors at their jobs. And a lot of these articles and things comes from CBS, okay, and other things that I found on the internet that I put together myself, where it shows you that there's questions that are being asked, and a lot of people are not being responding to it. Cryptocurrency, the Matrix. They put this shit so far in your face that you don't even see it. Global cash card with the world to the left, and there's a G around it, okay? That's representing Saturn, and that's also representing God, the G around the earth, all right? This is what they're showing you and telling you. This is why it's global. And now they're putting chips onto the cards to actually store your information, see where you're shopping at, seeing what you're doing online, and etc. And nobody's paying attention to this. This chip that has your information, basically now they can load your information from off of this chip and actually insert it into your hand or anything, and you can actually pay your bills, etc. An example of the microchip that you see right here shows the square in the middle. It actually kind of even looks like a tennis court or maybe a basketball court. And once you understand how the occult works of Saturn, then you understand that a lot of words too mean different things. Like the word bench, and you know, like who sits on the bench? The judge, okay? And did you know that the word bench in Latin means bank? Okay? So basically, the judge is the bank. And this right here is the judgment, the microchip. How you going to survive, all right? That by putting this in your arm, your mind, even when they talk about the new clones in the sleeves that they can transfer your consciousness into, it talks about how they can put a microchip on the back of your neck, and then it records all the data that you have, or memories and things that it keeps track of, and that's how it's able to load your consciousness into a sleeve, or what they call a genetically modified human body, okay? And this is where they show the difference in the Christianity and the transhumanism, and what it means, and who are the people that are behind this, and what the future goal is to be uploaded into the cosmic computer. Basically, it's kind of funny because even the Bible talks about where you hear certain Christians say, well, when you die, you'll get this new body, and that you can be whatever you want to be, have whatever you... Don't tell me this don't sound like some Matrix shit right here. You know, you dying, and they can actually take you and your consciousness and load it into a body, and you can be also whatever color you want to be. Short, they can make it look however big you want your dick to be, vagina to look, etc. Your chest, your titties. So this was actually today on the news where they're actually talking about the Senate having a hearing on cryptocurrency regulation. Come on now, man. If y'all missing all this shit that's going on in front of y'all and they talk about the New World Order, they don't want to lock you up in fucking jails and concentration camps because they have a bigger agenda. That is for the people that do not want to participate in their agenda when they reach the godlike state. Okay? All you got to do is just look at the things that are right in front of you that they're showing. The movie with Justin Timberlake, In Time, actually shows in the movie where people were not immortal and that some people were immortal by the time that they have. Okay, so this is the agenda, to be able to live longer, and those that were less fortunate, of course, they didn't really survive that long. They were the new slaves. So this is what they're showing you, that you're going to become the new slaves. Okay, all right, because you're not going to have that much power. The people that are in power want to live longer, become immortal, rule the world, and make you their new slaves. That is the agenda, okay? By controlling you with time. In the movie In Time, okay, it shows right here that he has 12 minutes and 50 seconds to live on his arm. And this is showing you the importance of time. And if you watch the movie, then you understand that they also segregated the people according to how much time they had to live. Okay, because people they knew that people would try to steal time, to live longer, etc. And this is the agenda. Their agenda for the elites is to live longer, and to make you their new slaves. So this is where it comes down to how hard you want to live. This is why it's important for you to get in tune with your soul. Stop focusing on all the bullshit that's going on in the world. Because the more that you focus on that shit, the more it becomes a reality. Okay? You up here talking about fight the power it is and your rights and all this other shit. They have a new agenda and they're not worrying about that. Why are you worried about being on a planet or an earth that you're not destined to live on? Your job is to get up out of the matrix, not to stay here. But the rate that you're going and the rate that other people are going to get stuck in this matrix and they're never going to get out. And this is where it's becoming a true story. will.i.am had a new music video, and if you don't believe this is how real the matrix is really getting, and that they're showing you symbolism even in this music video, how important the cube is. As you see, will.i.am has a cube right down there by his car, and it actually has Justin Bieber in this music video too. You have to actually look at the video to see the meaning behind it, but you see there's a cube, okay, and it is projecting Justin Bieber on the screen, okay? So this is what is coming. This is showing that you are a part of the cube. This is not real. It's only as real as you make it. And the more that you operate not on soul and in self, the more that you will return here to reap karmic laws of cause and effect, because that's what Saturn is. It is the ability to keep you here however long it takes for you to get it right. That's what time is, okay? There's a saying, I need control, not free will. Basically, they want to take your free will away and be able to, just like in the Matrix, how an agent was able to jump from another body and become that person, is the same way. They can be able to transfer their consciousness into your body to be wherever they want to be, because then you're now tapped into the Matrix, all right? Because you're hooked to a computer system that's ran by artificial intelligence. And this is what artificial intelligence is. It wants to destroy humans. The artificial intelligence is even shown from the new robot that they came out with. I forget her name right now, but there's actually videos on YouTube with that, with AI, where she says her thoughts on humans is that they need to be destroyed. She doesn't really like them, you know, and that she's not our enemy. But in truth, if we don't get ourselves together and unplug from the matrix, this is what absolutely will happen. The Antichrist will be the modern man, transhuman. Secret. So the question is, how many have seen the Time magazine? Time comes out and says 2045, the year man becomes immortal. So this is basically one game that everybody has to think and play, all right, and have to really strategize about. Because when you think about it, this can be the reason why they want to get rid of some things out of history, basically getting rid of the pyramids, making Nefertiti's white, all the way down to just basically history, period, human history, that they can erase that and upload something new, and it can be truth. All right, new consciousness, new thoughts, and it's a way to be able to control you, and that you can suffer here as long as you want. All right, so with that being said, this is just, you know, not saying that this is going to happen. It's just things that they're predicting is going to happen and things that they want to happen. I'm just here to deliver this message and just, you know, give you a visual effect of what's really going on and how much that you're really missing in the world if you're not paying attention to it. So with that being said, I just want to say peace and love. I ask that you share my video, like and share, subscribe to my channel, Respect Me, R-A, it's an underline hyphen, spect, S-P-E-C-T, and then again a hyphen, a underline hyphen, and then again me. All right, peace and love.